Yes, yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. As you can see, your screen is full. We are full of energy. The scene live views from the 22 presenting you NFL free agency. I don't want to say frenzy for copyright reasons, so I'm gonna just say free agency bonanza until we can get a better label for it. But we are live. Happy New Year, NFL fans. It See MJ on there. Trav is there. Jaquan, what's going on, Jaquan? He's in the building. Vic is on the line. Of course, the illustrious Germ So True is always there. And then not on your screen right now, but she'll be appearing soon, is the first lady. There she is, Tanya Rogers. Tanya, we're gonna start with you. How you feeling today?
I'm all right. I'm on spring break, so I'm good.
Okay, we hope that car is in park. That's the first thing.
It is.
Okay,
It
good,
is.
good, good, good. Vic, how you feeling?
Feel good, man. Feel good. Lots to talk about. Lots of
Yes.
interesting moves that just happened. So
MJ, you good?
funny.
I'm good, man. The Bears tried. They just didn't capitalize.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the Bears. Jaquan, I know you don't want to talk about too much about your Steelers, but you might. How you feeling?
I'm good. I don't really want to talk about this
I
right
understand.
now.
I understand. I understand. Pittsburgh is filled with bridges and tunnels, and right now ain't no light, and there's some bridges that are not connecting. Trav, you feeling all right? I know you're. Hey, listen, Trav. There is no sports fan happier than Trav over these last 90 days or so. How you feeling, Trav?
Man, it's self-explanatory, man. Y'all know I
Yeah.
feel good, man. Y'all know I feel good, man. Hopefully we can take this good feeling and keep it rolling, man.
Yes, yes. I mean, we'll get started with all this. I'm feeling good at the off season so far. As always, NFL off season is not an off season. It is NFL off season. Basically, Twitter is the playing field, and there is a game constantly on, even while we sleeping. So, Jerm, we're gonna pass it to you. Got all the politics out the way. Twitter scene underscore the Instagram the.scene.com coming soon, as well as the logo. Make sure you following us on Facebook, and you should already be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Take it away, Germ.
True Man False World reporting live. GM Germ in the building. We are about to take this thing to another level. Free agency style. It's the special because we're going to talk about some things. Let's just start with the top of the news for the day. Of course, Mr. Trent Williams himself, one of the 2-3 best left tackles in football. 6 years back to the San Francisco 49ers today, $55 million guaranteed, along with another signing bonus. I'm getting all the numbers and stuff.
$55 million.
Together. But this is huge.
Yes.
First of all, you got a 6-year commitment out of a tackle like that. That means he wants to play football for a long time. But also, we have to remember the brain tumor that he had a few years back may have extended a couple of extra years on his career because he actually got to take a couple of years off of football. Fellas, let's start from there. Let's go around the horn a little bit. Left tackle, franchise tackle. He is one of the best to do it. He's going to retire as a Hall of Famer. Let's start there. San Fran locks up and secures the offensive line. Thoughts?
I mean, he is the anchor. He is the anchor. And there is no price you can put on what a guy of that quality can do for you. It's almost like the quarterback position. Like there's the very good, there's the Pro Bowlers, and then there's the elite, the creme de la creme. Shout out to TIP. And Trent Williams is the creme de la creme of not just left tackles, of offensive linemen, period. I say this, 6 years, 140. Yeah, that feels like quarterback money, doesn't it? But I bet you if you go ask Patrick Mahomes, hey, would you pay $140 million for one more Super Bowl ring? I guarantee you that the entire KC organization will donate to that cause after what we saw in the Super Bowl. And there are teams that we can go back. We can pick at least 5 teams over the last 20 years that would have had a much more successful season, possibly a Super Bowl, if they had a guy like Trent Williams. So the money doesn't even matter in this one. What does matter is the 6 years. For the next 6 years, that blind side is protected. You ain't even got to worry about it. You don't even got to wonder who you playing on Sunday because you know you got Trent Williams starting on Sunday. So fabulous, fabulous signing. No matter where he signed, this was always going to be my number one signing for the offseason. Vic?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unbelievable, bro, because, like, I mean, this dude, for what he was able to do, like Jerm alluded to, come back from that situation that he had, that health scare, coming from the Redskins and that situation that he had over there, which was well publicized, to come to San Francisco and have the year that he had, man. I think he gave up 1 sack all season, and it was a sack that the quarterback could have probably blamed it on the quarterback. Okay, so I mean, this dude at 33 years old is unbelievable. What are the 3 most important positions in the sport, right? Quarterback, protect the quarterback, go after the quarterback, and you got your guy that's going to protect the quarterback, whether he's got 3 years left in him. I mean, I would have paid that money too. And so I don't know if he tested the market. I don't know what he did, but he said, yo, this is some good paper right here. I'm staying right here, bro.
Hey, listen.
Total figures is 6 years, $138 million.
And $55 million just to put ink to paper.
Yep.
So
Shout out to him.
He got a nice stimulus today. Let's just say that.
Well, ain't that how you make money anyway? By putting ink to paper? Think about it.
I mean, well, we see he's in rare form today. So, MJ.
Yes.
Now we're going to go to transition into Chicago. Chicago, this is no shot at you guys. Y'all did what y'all were supposed to do.
I bet that's my ex. I've been like,
snap.
That's with her. Wish her the best though, you know. I might look her up on Facebook just to see she ain't dead, but that's about it.
Well, let me take a sip of water while you explain to the people. What are your thoughts?
Mine.
What are your thoughts on your ex's situation?
So, I'm still cool with her family members. That's the only reason why I care.
I like that.
So looking at my family members react the way they react, I had to at least look and chime in. I am the first one to be able to throw slander and blame on anybody that has done me wrong or has abused me in an abusive relationship. But I can honestly say they tried their best this time. They did. They offered 3 first-round picks, a second round. Did you see that offer for Russell? They tried, just didn't get it. And the fact that they understand that Mitch is not the guy, so they brought in another guy, even though they brought in another guy last year. Like, I can't even pull out Hotep MJ for this one because they tried to get Russell. They tried. So it just, the curse continues.
Curse continues.
So let me get this straight, because I thought this was fake. The Bears for Russell Wilson, this is what MJ's talking about. 3 first-round picks.
Correct.
A third-round pick.
Correct.
And 2 starters.
Correct.
And Seattle said no.
Correct.
Seattle made the right decision.
Absolutely.
It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, Chicago,
You know what Seattle was? You know what Seattle did? Seattle, they pretty much just kind of like, just got off Facebook because they was mad. They didn't want to change their status to single. They just got off Facebook with Russ for a minute.
Hey.
And then just jumped back on, once they bought some flowers or whatever. But once they found out, somebody want them? Oh, nah, I ain't going.
Nope.
You're not finding a Russell Wilson no time soon unless you get Trevor Lawrence.
I can honestly say I can relate to what you're talking about, MJ. But
Sad.
listen.
Don't you say that name on this. Don't you say that name.
I ain't going to say nothing.
On this free agent fringes. Listen, he ain't it.
Who?
I just threw a quarterback that everybody understood. Germ, calm your horses. I just threw a quarterback that everybody likes. That's all.
If I'm the Seahawks, I'm saying, listen, go draft a quarterback, and if we like who you draft, then we can talk. But don't give me nothing unless you're going to give me somebody who I can replace him, and he ain't that replaceable.
Okay. All right, Beyonce. So with that being said, we're just gonna keep it real simple. I do not really care too much to really talk too much about it because it didn't happen. So I just wanted to get, MJ to speak on it because I wanted to hear, of course, MJ's take, and I knew he had something real clever to say about the Bears being the X. So I just had to set him up. This is like snatching Amari in the pick and roll back in the day. I had to let him dunk that.
No, you know what Jared did? If you go to a public function and, your homie be like, hey, man, they go your girl. I'm like, that ain't my girl, bruh. Like, that. Why are you telling me where she at? I don't care.
Now, see, hey, look, but I really wouldn't do that in real life because, we just don't do that here. We don't do that here. So with that being said, as we know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is another part that we want to touch on briefly. They have brought back just about everybody except for Ndamukong Suh. That's looking like it's going to happen. But there is also another player on the horizon that is a former Patriot that could potentially be signed to this organization. So we got a lot of relationships being rekindled and things of that nature. So Trav, with everything that's going on right now around the Super Bowl champions, your Bucks, how would you feel to be able to add James White to your running back room?
First of all, I would see Mo have a seizure and then come back if that happens, because we've been asking for that ever since last year. We've been asking for that last year. Second, if that happens, I just got through watching an interview of Levante David, and they asked him, everybody signs back. Can you book yourself back to the Super Bowl in the NFC? Take the NFC and book yourself and win the Super Bowl? And he confidently said, yes. If that happens, book us. Book us.
It shouldn't take that to book y'all. But anyway,
book us.
Hey,
Mr. Schefter, go ahead.
Tom Brady signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers March 17th, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
300? I've been saying for 365 days, James White needs to go to the Buccaneers. All right,
Yeah.
Don't let this. AB can go. If they're gonna bring in James White, AB can go, and I mean it. I'm sorry, I mean it. I wholeheartedly mean it. That's how much I feel.
We see where your energy is. Big Junior, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, what I thought was tremendous about what the Bucks have been able to do is that they haven't even touched the money of Mike Evans. They haven't touched the center's money, Ryan Jensen. They haven't touched Donovan Smith money yet. So if they wanted to bring those guys back in, and Ndamukong Suh, Antonio Brown is also unsigned. They just signed Stinney about an hour or two ago. So if they want to do some moves, if they still want to continue to bring this team back in, they got some money that they can move around, which is tremendous. So the cap, you know how we feel about the cap. The cap is just, it's a little funny. They could tell you that they don't have money, but they really do have money somewhere. But whatever the Bucks have been able to do, man, it's pretty impressive, especially bringing down that quarterback's salary to $9 million for the season, which is tremendous.
So we got resident Steeler fans on. So of course I'm gonna get y'all on. I'm gonna get y'all going. First things first. Well, let's talk about this and let's be realistic. There are 3 Super Bowl hopefuls. I'm gonna name them: Tampa Bay, we got Kansas City, and we got Pittsburgh. The ketchup bottle. Zip big ketchup bottle. Heinz ketchup. Make sure y'all get some ketchup. Now, with that being said, I'm going to be honest with y'all and tell y'all why I picked Pittsburgh. Because Ben Roethlisberger, still in January, moving on to February, is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. I trust Berger before I trust both. That's just me. I feel like he's the one quarterback that can put his ego aside and do what's best for the team. We've seen it when he renegotiated his contract. We've seen it in general with the way he works with his receivers. Say what you want about off-season, off-the-field type energy. Say what you want about those things. But we're talking about strictly between those white lines. Ben Roethlisberger is one of the best to ever do it, period. You still have Ben. You lose Bud Dupree, whatever. We can find guys to replace him. Let's start with you, Jaquan. What do you feel is the biggest thing that the Steelers need to focus on this offseason? Is it offense? Is it defense? Is it one position or another?
For me right now, we definitely need to get some offensive linemen because we need to protect Ben. Like that's a major, that's something that needs to happen like today. Like we need to get that because if not, we're not going to run the ball. as we couldn't do last year, and if it won't be protected, and then he get hurt, and then we be out for the season, and it's just a repeat of what's been happening the last couple seasons. So yeah, we definitely the offensive line.
Tanya, now my question for you is going to be a little different. We know that offensive line is a big key. Do you feel like in this upcoming draft, the best thing for you guys to do is to focus on one side of the ball, or do you feel like you just continue to do best player available because that seems to be the strategy that works best when you are a successful organization?
I want to draft. I know Cobra's not going to do it. I'm not going to get into that right now because you know how I feel about him. But I want to draft because I feel like there are a lot of good linemen coming out, like a lot of them. And I feel like we can pick them up, I think.
Well, you're in a position, I think, is primed to do so. Because there are a lot of good offensive linemen that me and Vic have discussed, especially on the interior. Mr. Schefter?
I got a question. I don't know if you guys have scouted him yet. There's a tackle outside of Virginia Tech.
I have started him.
He's the one that's been linked that is most likely a Steelers first-round choice.
Right, Christian Darrisaw.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He is exceptional. He is a franchise left tackle.
Okay.
Why do I say that? Because he has all of the traits that you asked for. Very fast first kick step. He's technically sound. The nice long arms that we look for in our tackles. He also gives us the ability for him to move laterally and be able to get to next levels with blocks and things like that. I like this player as a top 15 selection. If he gets to Pittsburgh past that range, that means that other teams are not doing their homework. Mm-hmm. This is him, Rashawn Slater, Penny Sewell. I believe those three players are all top 15 selections. They should be. If you got a tackle, you can still draft another one. Type of energy. Question. Yes.
Would you rather go with him? Because more than likely, you're going to have him or one of the other top prospects available. Question for Jeremy Vic. Mm-hmm. Or would you rather take your chances with a Russell Okung, Eric Fisher, or there even, I say, a Riley Reef?
I would take my chance with Russell Okung, but at this expense, at the expense that I can still draft some other guys later. Sure. There are going to be some tackles that we can use. Sure. For example, what's the Okafor out of the small school
Alex
kid
Okafor, yeah.
No, not Alex Okafor.
Chickawuma,
yes,
something like that.
Yes,
Okafor. Yes, he currently is one of the Steelers' offensive linemen. He can still play some right tackle for you.
Yeah.
So he can be serviceable there. So we just need to find guys that we can replace Pouncey with. We need to find a guy to number one anchor your offensive line. Looking at a guy right here, David Moore from Grambling State University.
Yes,
sensational. I love that player, and he's a later round pick. So it's gonna be players here that we can look into. I listen. This draft is probably the second, third most deep draft when it comes down to positional depth. We got offensive linemen, we got defensive linemen. We talking good beef and excellent pass rushers to go along with premier wide receivers. I think we're gonna have some good wide receivers coming out. So shouts out to Sammy Watkins and all those other veteran guys. You got another wave of receivers that you're gonna have to fight with. Mm-hmm. And eventually, and the kids say it these days, if you ain't bussing when you come in this league, if you ain't bussing, guess what? We gonna be on to the next, Chief. It just happens like that because it's a lot of wide receivers currently in the NFL. It's a lot.
Yeah, well,
Jerm, you are officially an old head for doing that.
Yes, I had to tell him what the kids.
Officially. You sound like an uncle when you did that.
Yes. That was the point, MJ. Uncle Jerm.
So to go off of Mo's last question, what you do when you're building a football team, what you do is you sign whatever you can sign in free agency to fill in those gaps, right? And that prepares you for the chance to get the best player available in the draft. Because if you go in focusing on one position, that's how you can lose your draft class. That's how you can end up picking guys that maybe was not worth that value. There's about 6 offensive tackles in this draft that I think have elite potential to be franchise tackles. And then the depth after that is incredible. The depth at guard, the depth at center. So this is a draft that on both sides, all right, we don't have an elite pass rusher, but we got a lot of depth, a lot of B+ players with some A- potential that you can work with. So a lot of teams in the back end of the draft can get a lot more richer with beef at both sides of the ball.
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting draft to see how teams attack it.
Sure. In terms of Pittsburgh, Germ, last thing I'm gonna say, just my personal opinion. I'm not disagreeing with anything that Tanya or Jaquan said, because yes, ultimately you have to improve that offensive line, and if you can go get a franchise tackle, you always do that. In my humble opinion, if I'm Pittsburgh, I am looking to spend most of my money on these veteran offensive linemen that are available, because I need to maximize what I can do to help Ben when his next year or two. The likelihood being this is going to be Ben's last year. So if it is Ben's last year, I'm not going to want to put a bunch of young offensive linemen and build continuity while my quarterback, who's older, needs more protection, is going to be getting whacked Sunday after Sunday. You got a lot of offensive linemen that are available. We mentioned those tackles. You got Austin Bleeth out of the Rams, Kilameti for he was with the Texans and the Saints not the Saints. He was with Texans and the Saints. He's available. Brian Winters is available. David Andrews is still available. J.R. Sweezy is available. Andrew Reeder is available. So I mean we got Reeder, there's a lot of veteran pieces that you could get for a bargain price, so you could plug in there and stabilize your O-line overnight.
Also, Ben Jones is also on the market. Ben Jones will be the perfect guy to bring in, because he's an excellent anchor for an offensive line, especially at the center position. And that's not even to mention that we got Dan Feeney and both Forrest Lamp, 2 guys that were second-round picks for the Chargers a couple of years ago that were pretty good players. They just couldn't stay healthy because of that Chargers culture. We're going to call it what it is. The Chargers just can't keep none of these good players healthy. So I'm looking forward to those things. Now, real quick, I know Vic is going to be taking a run here in about 7 minutes. Vic, I want you to go ahead and I want you to give me something that you wanted to discuss before you go, and then when you come back, we'll go more into it. But what is something briefly that you wanted to put out there for the people?
Oh no, we talked about the Bucs, we talked about Trent Williams, we talked about I guess with the Giants. I don't know, get some input here on what the Giants did. They signed Devontae Booker to a 2-year, $6.5 million deal in the first day of free agency. I kind of found it interesting. This is a running back position player that is not exactly even a B player. You sign him in the first day of free agency when you could have got him for a lesser deal, probably towards the end of free agency, or make a draft pick. So Jerm and I were discussing it. We don't know if they didn't like Gallman enough to sign him to that money. Are they trying to say that Saquon is not maybe the feature back that they want to use? What are the Giants trying to say with this signing? Because for that kind of money, and this is a cap strapped team right now. They don't have much money to spend, according to the numbers. So I just thought that was an interesting signing.
Well, with the Giants, they already shown that they're not afraid to let go of a franchise player for the sake of getting their team better. They did it with Odell Beckham last season or what have you, or last couple of seasons. So for them to do that with Saquon actually makes sense, especially with some of the promise that Daniel Jones has shown, not just off of being able to make a throw here and there, but also able to extend the play. Now you got to really ask that question. Do we put the ball in his hands and let him do what he do best under center? Or do we try to force feed Saquon, who my lab guys have already shown is very hard finding the hole. He's like McLovin on Superbad. He can't find the hole. So we're going to get him there. So, I mean, I think he's going to get better, but he probably needs to change the signal.
Yeah. I mean, it also comes into question, are they now saying maybe he just can't stay healthy? And Vic, you with your background, you understand that some of these guys who are just bulked up, the fast twitch, the flexibility, the soft tissues, all those things become a problem.
Yes.
And Saquon
Right,
is
no,
a bulked up player, no?
Right. And there was situations where even in college that we saw on film where he would fall by himself. There's even plays that we can pull up in the NFL where he falls by himself. So, it's going to be interesting to see what his career ultimately becomes. But it was only a matter of time before you saw some of those injuries, soft tissue injuries show up. And it did last year. On a simple run, he had somebody, on his left shoulder. He was trying to stiff arm him, and his ACL just popped. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him. Listen, we there's a lot of Saquon slander here by the Views crew, but I mean, we want to see everybody succeed.
No doubt.
I want to see what that kid can do if he actually plays like he's supposed to, and plays with his size. So we'll see, man. It's again, second overall. As much as we like a Najee Harris, who we think is a feature back in the NFL automatically, we still not going to use the second overall pick on him. We're just not. We need, if we're drafting in the top 5, Germ, if we're drafting in the top 10, that means we need a quarterback. That means we need a tackle. That means we need some pass rush. All right. So second overall.
I mean, you want to ask that question because we can go through every one of them teams and say they need a pass rush, they need a tackle, they need a quarterback, or they need prayer. It's one of. I mean, that's always another one going there. Lead us into temptation, but deliver us far, 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 far from evil. And it's really, really evil that some of these GMs can continue to drop the ball here. Here's the problem with the Saquon situation, and I'm just going to be objective. Saquon has not been a part of their success. In fact, the Giants have won more games without Saquon than they've won with him. Why is that? Because he doesn't necessarily transition to wins the way that we do for some of these other backs. Mo can attest to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much so. The running back position is equivalent to being the closer. That's your fourth quarter scorer, your guy that you want to touch the ball 5 to 10 times in this quarter, and you want him to wear down the defense from a long day.
Yep.
That is the guy that you say you get your hard hat, you bring your lunch pail, and this is the time we want you to work. And this is what Derrick Henry has done in the second half of games for the last 4 seasons. He has worn teams out, and that's what happens. This is what he's paid to do. That's why that guy gets that contract, and that's why that guy is who he is. But Derrick Henry was a second-round pick. We didn't waste first-round capital on him. Just because we see a running back that can do everything doesn't mean that we pick him in the top 10. I'm sorry, Ty Gurley, I love you, but you're not a player that I have to justify drafting. Zeke, I don't have to justify drafting you. Demarco Murray was a third-round pick out of Oklahoma. He was number 7. Toting that rock at Oklahoma. Listen, this is where we are.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we're taking care of business in the areas we need to. Trenches are important, period. Quarterback is important, period. MJ.
What if you find a running back that can play left tackle half the time?
MJ,
would you get him in?
No.
You wouldn't get him?
Because that means he don't have a position. So,
hey, I mean, listen, because I don't know, he could be alluding to the fact that Saquon has given up a lot of sacks too. You know what I mean? Because he's gotten a lot of those quarterbacks killed, bro. We got film on him letting Eli get killed and Daniel Jones. So, that's a great one because if you're gonna be picked that high, you gotta block. You gotta block somebody. You have to block somebody, and he ain't even doing that either.
Hey, a little side thing that just came across, and I'm gonna tie it to the NFL. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the NBA team, are fully guaranteeing the final 2 years. Well, where'd it go? Damn it. They're fully guaranteeing the final 2 years of guard Lou Dort's contract. So that's something that happens in the NBA. You don't necessarily see it happen in the NFL, particularly maybe mid-season. But what it is in the NFL, just because it's his free agency and we are on bit on a marathon show, I'm gonna throw this nugget in there. That's basically the NFL's version of converting something into a signing bonus or a roster bonus or some sort of something. And that's how cap room gets magically created. You convert now in the NBA, they're more rewarding him, but in the NFL, when you see somebody got in a roster bonus, that's or a signing bonus, or they're restructured to a signing bonus, restructured to a roster bonus, that's them creating a little more cap space. But go ahead, that's just a little side turn.
No, that's cool. And I wanna have fun with this whole little portion of this real quick. So we have a team. I don't know if you guys seen the meme, but apparently Green Bay lost Corey Lindsey.
Mm-hmm.
You let Corey Lindsey, one of the 5 best centers in football, walk out your building to sign Aaron Jones.
And you drafted a second-round running back.
Now listen, my hand.
I like Dylan too.
My hand right here, this wanted to go across Aaron Rodgers' face and Matt LaFleur's face because I don't understand what the point is. I don't understand. You drafted a running back, as MJ just said, in the second round last year. So we draft that guy. We still got Jamal Williams. And I know we can find another running back that we can use and find that service.
Jamal Williams got signed to another team, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a free agent. He's a free agent.
You can
He's
sign him.
Signed to somebody though.
Who?
Oh, I don't know.
He got signed not too long ago. I forgot who it was, but it's
Wait, which play are you talking about?
Jamal Williams that plays.
He's
for,
with the Lions, I think. I'm sorry, he got signed with the Lions.
Okay, if he did, tomato, potato. The principle. What type of running backs before you walk out? Okay, well, never mind. He walked out. He did the Monica. Never meant to cause you no pain before you walk out my
I got
life.
you, Joe. Go ahead.
I'm here.
I'm fake.
Oh, okay, there he is.
I'm fake.
Hey, so Vic, what type of runners translate to Super Bowl success?
I mean, like you said, bro, you alluded to, the fact that can you close a game for me? Can you wear out a defense throughout the game? And as you're getting stronger, as the offensive line is getting stronger, the defense is getting weaker towards the end of the game, right? So the defense rather chase you and tackle you. They don't want you to hit them. They just don't want that. The defensive line hates that. The linebackers hate that, right? What are the Bucs linebackers great at? Coming downhill, right? Reacting, and finishing. Coming downhill, hitting the running back. Not the other way around. Okay, so
hey man,
give me the running back.
But the Bucs are different. They got 2 Decepticons in the middle of their defense.
Yeah,
they got Decepticons. They be like Autobots. I see Autobots, and that's where you see Devin White like this. All right, I got him. I got him.
But then on the flip side, you had Leonard Fournette wearing down the defense throughout the game. So I mean, which by the way, he's still available. All right, I'm sure he's checking his numbers out there. I'm sure he's checking his market, right, Trav?
Yeah, well,
he's out there.
The reason I did this, Vic, was because that was gonna be my answer to that question. Go ahead, keep going.
There you go. No, so I mean, listen, it's pretty simple. That's why you got guys like I'd rather have Najee Harris over Travis Etienne or whatever the heck his name is out of Clemson.
ETN. So just like the letters. ETN.
Yeah.
Nice.
It sounds like a news network.
That's Anya. That's what Vic was thinking of.
Supposedly.
Anya.
I'm thinking, Mo, I'm thinking of the N with the little thing on top in the Spanish.
I was just about to say, you thinking about that little squiggly thing above the
live on Telemundo. Hey, he shouts out to the Spanish programming. So real quick, I just wanted to say that because I wanted to set it up for this to segue into this. The Minnesota Vikings this year are going to come back stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So guess who they pried away from the New York Giants? A guy by the name of Dalvin Tomlinson, who played some damn good 3-tech last year in a 34 for the Giants. He was a big part of that run defense being improved.
He's about the big number 97, right?
Yes, him. No, that may be Dexter Lawrence. Tomlinson may have been 99.
Okay, I knew it was big.
On 94.
Leonard Williams, I think, was 99, wasn't he? Because they got
whatever
3.
number he
or
is.
92.
Whatever
He was a
number
lower
he
90s.
is.
He was a lower 90s.
Vikings gonna be my Madden team.
They are bringing back Michael Pierce coming back from COVID protocol this year.
Mm-hmm.
They are bringing in Dalvin Tomlinson. They already have that cyborg, Danielle Hunter. Sign me up. Sign me up. Green Bay ain't no running that rock this year, son. Ain't none of that. It's all on 12, on bootleg. That is. It's all on him. Because guess what? There will be none of that running crazy on this team this year. They gonna do the running. And guess what Green Bay has shown us, Mo Schefter, Vic Jr., tell me if I'm wrong. They have shown us that Dalvin Cook is good to go off on Green Bay at least once a year.
Yep.
He act a cold plum fool on them folks.
Jeremy, it's funny because you just brought up the Packers and that there's no running. That's interesting that you bring that up because the Vikings decided that they will beef up the front and not the secondary. What is that trying to tell you about the Packers? We need to slow down the run game, and then we'll slow down everything else.
Because if we keep what can we do? If we keep everything in front of us, we don't have to worry about somebody always attacking us down the field. You're gonna make your throws, but if we take away the run game in the red zone, how many quarterbacks actually are scoring touchdowns? We see Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan can't never throw
half the field. You got a corner that can take away half the field too. So
you got everything that you need. You don't need all of the rest of the other stuff. And you play a cover two. What's the best way as you plan to play in a cover two under Zimmer? You got to be able to get some pass rush.
Yeah.
So now this year, I look forward to seeing what they're going to do. But remember all those B+ players that Vic was talking about that are going to be pass rushers? There's a list of them that they're going to have a chance to sign this year. So I'm going to be here. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. And of course, then we got my guy, Justin Jefferson. I'm going to do the dance for him. My Justin. Go, Justin. Go, Justin. Go, Justin.
The best waiver wire I have ever picked up in my life.
Hey, I'm telling you, them LSU boys different. And look out for my guy, Jamar Chase. Now, Mo, I'm going to transition to you.
Hit me.
Any news this week that made you, what's the most intriguing signing from this week for you? And then we're going to transition to some of our Steelers contingency and our Bucks contingency.
Before I do that real quick, I just got to give some real quick updates on some things.
Yep, go ahead.
Denzel Perryman, the linebacker for the Chargers, he signs with the Panthers. That gives a very young defense some good presence. Browns re-signing Malcolm Smith. Colts re-signing Marlon Mack. Raiders re-signing wide receiver Zay Jones. We all know, obviously, about the A.J. Green to the Cardinals by now. The Lions officially released Desmond Trufant. Gardner Minshew is being called for trades. Richard Sherman is being linked to the Saints. And there is steam picking up that T.Y. Hilton will be going back to the Colts to play for Carson Wentz, who is now number 2 on your lineup roster. If there is any news, Germ, if there is one piece of news that stands out for me, is that the Bears signed Andy Dalton. That was, to me, the biggest of the entire week. For $10 million, I'm sure you could have spent a little more and gotten Ryan Fitzpatrick. I can almost guarantee it. I appreciate what they tried for Russell Wilson, but that's a week 3. My starting quarterback just went down in fantasy for the year. I need to be desperate. Let me try this and see if somebody could bite. That's a fantasy trade. That's a fantasy panic trade that the Bears tried to do. The fact that they're going to have Andy Dalton and Nick Foles as their 2 quarterback options, that is abysmal. That's what that's I was driving when I saw that on the turnpike. Okay.
I was just thinking about playing Madden when you go to the ratings. It's like all of them gonna be like 69, 68, and 70.
They getting base cards for the whole year.
And you got to figure out which trash you gonna use.
Yup. Like, they get no upgrades.
Like Mitch can run, Mitch faster. So you use him and try to take off. Like Andy Dalton accuracy is better, but he injury prone.
Hey,
tough, man.
MJ, you can't buy no VC coins. You can't buy no packs. You can't do nothing to upgrade those cards. You get what you get.
Jeez, nothing.
Red.
If I see that card come through on my game, man, I'm turning it off.
So I'm not. It's one of those situations where he's there. I understand it though. More than you understand it, Mo. I understand it. This is a bridge. Yes, it's a bridge thing. They're probably going to try to find a way to get one of these quarterbacks.
They better.
And cap, no cap at all either. I think Andy Dalton is probably, if he plays, I think he'll probably end up with like 4 or 5 300+ yard games, and it's going to suck the Bears fans in, and they're thinking, oh, maybe we got something after all, and then boom, he's going to come back and be Andy Dalton again. That's just what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, instead they call it a red. The red rocket is now a red water pistol. But with that being said,
damn,
I'm just saying it ain't the same. It's not the same. So Steeler fans, AFC North, I believe this is one of the toughest divisions in football. What do you feel is the most important position in this division, and why? Tanya, I'm going to start with you.
Why?
Because you were sitting there smiling like you wanted this work.
I was laughing at Andy Dalton. I was laughing at Andy Dalton because we got to play him coming up.
He's scared.
Yeah. He probably is scared. Oh boy. For us.
What was the question, Jerm?
They say they gonna win their division.
No, I said the AFC North was one of the best divisions of football, and I asked them what was the most important position in that division.
The most
and I'm gonna go around the horn. Actually, I'm actually gonna go around the horn with this one.
Interesting. That's a tough question.
It is. For this division, I'm gonna say quarterback.
Okay, Jaquan.
Can we exclude the quarterbacks? Because that's like.
Well, no, I don't want to exclude. I don't want to exclude the quarterbacks for one reason, because if you have the best quarterback in the division, you wouldn't want to exclude that part either.
Oh shit! Shoot.
Am I lying? Am I lying, Mo? Am I lying, Mo? Tell me if I'm lying.
Dude, you never cease to amaze me how you're able to still circle all the way back, go around the corner, and still find slander. That is like that's impressive. I applaud.
Man, look.
How? Like he all the way in Baltimore. How did you do it?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know how he did that.
Just what I thought. I'm like, okay, there's no way in hell.
He went around the corner at 75 miles an hour, no brakes.
Oh, Jaquan. Yeah, we
linebackers.
Linebacker. Which one? Middle, outside, Russian linebacker. We just gonna stay with linebacker.
To be honest, we're gonna say all of them. Really,
all right. Okay. All right. Linebacker. Trav.
The most important position besides quarterback in the NFC South.
AFC
North.
AFC North.
AFC North. Well, besides quarterback,
I'll come to y'all too. I'll come to y'all too.
I would say the secondary. I would say secondary.
Okay.
I would say
MJ,
secondary.
What you think?
I'm actually going to go the tackles, because I'm looking at Cleveland and they have decided to like really set up, a style of play in which they're smash mouth, in which they're hitting people and punching people in the mouth with not one but two backs that can get 1,000 yards in a season. And the one Achilles heel that the Steelers did have was, James Conner didn't do what we thought he could be able to do. And I think that was the only thing that they really missed. So
who thought that,
those tackles. Huh?
Who thought that?
No, not you guys. I mean, you guys are astute.
So we
You guys are astute at your fandom, but I refer to the general public who don't watch this show. And if they do watch this show, they want to give us slander for telling the truth. Unfortunately, 95% of the world consists of them, not you guys.
Look at that exclusive player. Exclusive. Hey, so Mo, what would you say?
I got two answers. First answer, whoever got to block Myles Garrett. Second answer, whoever got to block TJ Watt. Those are the
So you're gonna say. So
That's
you're gonna
it.
say.
Them the answers right there. That's it.
Well, I was actually gonna say.
MJ
pass
said
rusher.
it, the tackles.
He said
I'm saying whoever got
tackles.
to block them.
Yeah, no, I got you. I was
Yeah.
gonna say pass rusher is the
Right.
most important position
Hey,
because the teams that have the worst pass rusher situation are the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals currently. Why do they have the worst? Number one, they let their best pass rushers walk out of the building consecutive years. Number two, the biggest and the most important part is all teams in this division feel as if they have a franchise quarterback. So why that's
Wait.
important? What? What happened? What happened?
Keep going, John.
He's
Just
still
keep
going.
cooking.
He's still
Just
going.
keep going.
He's
Nope.
still going.
You're not gonna keep K-rocking this dude, man.
Hey,
Keep
what did
going.
I do? What did I do?
Germ,
No,
you
but
are
I'm saying-
not responsible for the grill when we do the cookout because you're gonna be smoking the whole 24 hours. Okay. My God.
I'm just saying, Mo. Every
You
team.
acting, you acting like the center.
Oh,
you acting like the
man.
center on Last Chance U when you committed a foul. What I do? What
I didn't do. I'm trying to talk
You
football
fouled.
here.
You
I didn't-
you said that every team in the division feels they have a franchise quarterback.
They
We ain't saying-
do. They do. Am I lying?
No, you're not. That's the problem.
So look, every team in the division feels as if they have their franchise quarterback. So what's the one thing that we have to be able to do? We have to be able to protect the quarterback. But it seems the Steelers and the Browns have the best two edge rushers in this division, and arguably two of the best five in the game with Garrett and TJ Watt. So I'm going to propose this. Mo, you haven't
Yes.
been in the scouting lab this year yet.
I have not.
So we have to drag you in there this year.
Hit me.
We have a guy by the name of Jalen Phillips that plays for the University of Miami, but Trav calls them Dade County Community College. That's what he calls them. Now, look, listen, the slander would be so real in the film sessions, but it is what it is. He is a 6'5", 250-pound prospect that can replace Bud right away. Right away. Right now, he can replace him. I am looking forward to this because if the Steelers decide to go with patchwork offensive line, now we take draft capital and we put it into our defense in key positions. There are going to be guys that they're going to be able to find in this draft. They're going to give them those things.
Sure.
There are a lot of good pass rushers here that I'm interested to talk about. Now, I'm going to wait
And
for
the one
Vic to
thing-
come back. Go ahead. But
No, just the one thing I can't admire about the Steelers is you guys always draft well. You always get what you need, and you guys develop well. Like it's just
certain positions like edge rusher.
And wide receiver,
Always.
Jesus Christ! Like we could go all the way back to Hines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go Plexico Burris.
Yeah, you go back.
Three things Pittsburgh has always produced more than enough of and top quality: steel, ketchup, and wide receivers.
Exactly.
That's it. There was no shortage of those three things
No
ever.
shortage on the
in
wide
Pittsburgh.
outs.
Man said ketchup. So with that being said,
I drive past it almost every day.
shouts out to you. Make sure you get us some of that ketchup for the cookout.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
with those things being said, Mo, what team are you the most disappointed in? I'm gonna give you a list.
Okay. Because I'm gonna say the Bears, so give me a list.
No. We're not doing.
I'm sorry. Good.
We're not doing bear slander. Let's start here. New Orleans Saints,
Mm-hmm.
the Green Bay Packers,
Mm-hmm.
or the Kansas City Chiefs.
Easy answer: Green Bay Packers.
Why?
So New Orleans when Drew retired, the window closed. That's just the reality of it. I mean, the window was kind of like the last couple years, but with him gone, it's just sort of like, okay, it's not going to be Taysom Hill, and it's not going to be Jameis Winston just yet. So we'll see how James. Better. First of all, we don't even know who they're going to start at quarterback, which makes it an even worse reason to say, "Oh, I'm not expecting much. I'm not expecting much from New Orleans." KC, I think it is a huge mistake to let both of those tackles go. But at least you got Joe Thuney. It doesn't cancel it out, but at least it makes the loss be not as much. Green Bay, okay, man. You keep telling me about this championship window, and the media keeps putting out this narrative of Aaron Rodgers and how great he is and how they can win Super Bowls and yada, 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 yada. Are you in good hands? No, they are not. Because they have just spent money on a running back when they could have done other things with it. They could have used a draft asset in the second round. They got, what's his name? A.J. Dillon?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man. I just think Green Bay could have done so much more and been so much better. Now, it's only the first official day, so we'll see what they end up doing. It just seems like it's the same old Green Bay where they're going to keep bringing guys back and they're going to try to add a piece or two here every year and hope that they can win it. And it's just not going to happen. It is, so far, Green Bay has been the most disappointing because I just don't see them doing anything to help them compete with the NFC elites.
Well, let's be real. To me, I don't even think Green Bay is disappointing because they're doing exactly what I expect them to do. Let's think about this. You got two quarterbacks that are Hall of Famers that has played on that team since 1993?
Mm-hmm.
And how many championships they got total since 1993 with two Hall of Fame quarterbacks?
3.
2.
I thought it was 3.
2.
97, 2010.
Only 2.
2.
Dang. Oh, yeah, y'all. Oh,
Which means
because Favre went back and lost to Denver.
Which means ownership, which is the people, because the people own it. Salute to y'all. Which means you guys have gotten so caught up in the quarterback superhero narrative that you forgot to give these guys what they need. You're so hell-bent on thinking that Brett Favre is going to gunsling his way to a title. You were so hell-bent on that Aaron Rodgers is going to hell-bury his way to a title. The game does not work that way.
No, it does not.
But that is you guys' blueprint. And so as much as I joke about Chicago Bears having a stale blueprint, Green Bay's blueprint is just as stale.
It is. It just
their
looks better on
blueprint
paper.
is just better than the Bears' blueprint in the regular season. That's it. That's the only difference.
And because they put more butts in seats, that's it. It's not going to result better in wins per 16 games.
So with that, I can't be disappointed with Green Bay because they just did what they did. I am disappointed in New Orleans, though, because I know y'all going to start Taysom Hill, even though the person who throws the ball the farthest on your team and the most accurate in Jameis Winston should be starting. You're not going to start him. I know you're not.
Again, I'm gonna keep saying this. When you have to build an offense around the weaknesses of your quarterback, you are gonna greatly limit it. See Baltimore. New Orleans now is gonna have to build a very specific offense, similar to Baltimore. To be honest with you, it's gonna be just about the same offense.
They all might as well run the Wildcat.
I mean, the wing T will be better.
I swear to you,
This
Jern.
man said the wing
I
T.
swear to you, Jern.
Over it.
You know why? You know why it's gonna be better, Trav? Because that'll ensure that they have better beef. That they will ensure that they will be a little more physical instead of this pretty little crap they like to run with these quarterbacks that think they can do all these different things. Throw the damn ball from the pocket. That is your number one job. That is your most important job.
Mm-hmm.
And Jameis is much, much, much better than the Mormon people.
So-called have a pretty good offensive line, if I'm not mistaken.
Offensive line can't help you read defenses, Chief. Offensive line
true.
can't help you throw comebacks on the timing.
That's
Offensive
true.
line can't help you do pre-snap recognitions.
No.
Hey, offensive line can't have you hit it to slant boy.
Tatum Jackson, babe.
Oh shit.
Tatum Jackson.
Shoot.
Mm-hmm. See? See what happens? You keep on getting that shit word out.
49ers are re-signing defensive tackle
It's the shade
DJ
today.
Jones. Good for him. That is a very good player.
That's an excellent signing.
Yup.
Excellent signing for them.
Raiders re-signing Richie Incognito after they traded Rodney Hudson to the Cardinals. Shout out to the Cardinals. That is the best sign-in transaction they have made all offseason, and that includes, I'm sorry, Tanya, J.J. Watt.
You know,
That is a better addition
Say, you know what?
than J.J.
we
Watt.
on camera. We on camera, Lord. We on camera.
So the Patriots. Let's look at what the Patriots have done so far. We got Matthew Judon, 4 years, $54 million. Mo A B C D E F G. You know.
HIJKLMNOP.
Where's the rest of it? Y'all was supposed to be QRS, TUV, WA.
Told you I get paid.
What grade are we going to give Judon?
Yes.
I'm gonna give that signing of a C. I'm gonna give it a C, not plus, not minus. I'm gonna just give it a C. I think it's bad money, but again, this is Bill saying I got this money to spend. I'm not winning the championship anytime soon. If I do happen to win it, it's gonna be a miracle. Let me just get all these guys in here. Let me spend this money. Let me invigorate some energy into a fan base that, listen, I'm still undercover in those Patriots groups on Facebook. These folks is not happy. These folks have been miserable for 365 days. I promise you. So Bill said, let me spend this money. Let me get these sports cars. Let me make it look like we really going for it and coming back with a vengeance, only to go 7-9 again. That Matthew Judon, all their signings together, I'll give it a C minus, D plus. The Matthew Judon, I'll just give it a straight up C.
Jonnu Smith degrees, but they don't get titles.
The Jonnu Smith signing, again, that is a great signing because of the quarterback. So I'm gonna give that one a B minus.
Hunter Henry.
I'm gonna give that one an A plus, no matter where he went. That's a football player you want on your team.
Jalen Mills.
F.
Nelson Aguilar.
Q.
Somebody said Q.
Q. Lord.
Questionable.
We're gonna roll with that. Q for questionable. Shout out to the assist from 94.
Davin Godchild.
I'll get out of C. That's some interior beef depth. I'll get out of C.
Kendrick Bourne.
Q.
And they brought
matter of fact, X. Cut him. I don't know why you did that one.
They brought back Ted Karras as well for a one-year
like
deal.
$4 million. That's A minus, honestly.
So overall, everybody, I'm going to ask everybody, how do y'all feel about New England's offseason?
Smoke and mirrors.
Yup.
This is Bill Belichick, because the narrative always was Tom couldn't do it without Bill. Bill was the mastermind. Tom was a system quarterback. Tom literally left that team and still had the locker room smoking from the socks that he left there, and came back with a ring, and they didn't even gel for real. Meanwhile, his team, who put in, a former MVP quarterback in his own right, struggled. So now this is Bill Belichick pretty much saying, no, I just need the right system and the right players to be able to do what I need to do. So we're going to just go ahead and go all in. We're going to do our 2 tight end set like we had Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski. We're going to get a nice receiver that could get us downfield like Nelson Aguilar, so we can open up Julia Edelman. We're going to run our system, and we're going to be back. I promise you. Nah, you ain't.
Hey, man, that motivational speech almost made me believe you. So Jaquan, what do you think?
I just thought it was interesting. That's all I was saying.
Tanya?
I just thought it was interesting.
I feel like I feel like they're grasping for straws at this point. Like, it just seemed like they seem real desperate. Not desperate, but like that's what it looks like to me.
So Desperate Housewives of Atlanta desperate, or
The Potomac.
Okay. Trav, what you think?
it seemed like a reach, but I'm gonna say this and book it when I say this. I don't think Bill gonna be there too much longer.
Oh wow.
I don't think he is. I think he's doing this last run deal. If it ain't next year, it's probably the year after, because it's like, well, I'm doing all I can do at this point.
No.
It's that, because here's the thing. At this point, yes, you got 6 freaking rings. Six of them. Not because of your closet, I mean your trophy case, but what more does he have to do at this point?
Nothing.
He got 8 rings, first of all. Because he got
Yep,
2
8 rings with the
yo.
2 with the Giants, 6 with them. But as a
Yeah.
head coach, what more does he have to do?
Oh, he got a lot to prove, Trav. To be honest with you.
That Brady stain.
Oh, that's absolutely, because hey, Brady went out and did it.
Quick crossover.
Okay, go ahead. 'cause I was about
Bill
to talk
Belichick.
myself. Go ahead.
Bill Belichick is Phil Jackson.
Excuse me.
The same thing. Was able to manage a next level generational elite player and put him in situations to succeed. Without that talent, your system means shit.
He ain't got, I'm just putting it out there. I just don't
Hey,
see it.
Leave it there.
Just
Just
don't see
leave it there. Well, I had stuff I wanted to say. Just leave it there. My God, that's nail on the head.
All right. So San Francisco is killing it. Can I tell you why I think they're killing it?
Oh,
Did y'all realize that they also sneakily just signed Alex Mack to a 1-year
Yup.
deal?
Yup.
They plan on moving some people this year, huh? They plan on moving some people. Listen, it's a furniture moving situation because they plan on getting some folks up out of there.
You know, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll wait my turn.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I wanted to make sure.
It just boggles my mind. We understand that Kyle Shanahan watches the show because he is an advocate for no beef, no Lombardi, except in February. It makes no sense. So you got this beef now. You're going to bring back Jimmy G, and we've seen that Jimmy G can get you to a Super Bowl if all the pieces are there. Richard Sherman's going to be gone. A couple other, they're going to be younger on defense, which is what they need. Richard Sherman was good for that time he was there. It's time to move on, both parties. They're going to infuse some youth into that defense, like how Tampa did, like how Carolina is trying to do, like how KC did, like how the Eagles were trying to do. Not the Eagles. Infuse some youth into that defense. Get you some guys, some road graders, some line haul drivers, move some people, move some heavy equipment, and you could get there. But Kyle, use them when it matters most.
This is the front runner for the NFC Championship game against the Bucs.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yeah.
There's no team.
San Francisco has always been there. They've always ran their organization the way I think most organizations should run it. They understand the basic elements of football. They understand the fundamentals. And whenever they fall off, when in doubt, they go back to the fundamentals. They hit you. They play hard. They protect their quarterback. They run. They stop the run. And whenever they can get a quarterback that can deliver, they win titles. I mean, unfortunately, they ain't had one since Steve Young. So,
But they've been relevant since Steve Young.
I mean, because they're following the fundamentals.
Yep.
They're like this.
Yep.
They're damn near like the Spurs on the low.
I'm sure we could find an NBA team, but like you said, MJ, like over the last 20 years, every 5 years, it seems that they're right there for
right there.
you know, and that's about as good as you can do. Again, Belichick and Brady ruined football. Now Brady ruined it on his own because it's not that they're not the standard. They are their own level as terms of what they've accomplished. The standard is every 3 to 7 years, can you have an opportunity? That's reality.
And they didn't have it, and they getting them.
Yup,
They're
they're there. 2012, then 2017, then 2006 or 2005, I think it was, and then 2002, and then 98, and then
they be right.
Forget it after that.
Right.
After that, yeah, I mean they've been there. They've been there almost every 3 to 5 years. They're gonna
San
find a
Francisco
way,
pop up.
to be there, and that's shout out to them.
Vic, I don't know if you realized it, but San Francisco got Alex Mack too. By the way, I was just explaining that to you.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. We were
They
just talking. I didn't want to
sneaky.
interrupt.
They sneaky. But with that being said, I'm picking this team to be in the NFC title game next year. I'm picking them today. Why am I picking them today? Because I just want it to be understood that when I tell y'all that I'm picking somebody, barring injuries, this is the only team in the NFC that can beat the Bucs. And you know what that means? That means that the quarterback got to come to play.
Mm.
So yeah, Green Bay. We already know y'all don't want no parts of San Francisco, because every time y'all see them, y'all get hey, Mostert be BC walking on them folks.
Man,
He be looking like Omarion, and you got served.
I need to know
Green
who
Bay.
did Tom Brady pay? What soul did he sell to be able to get the hands that he's dealing? Because if he's seeing Jimmy Garoppolo in the finals, that is the last dragon he needs to slay. Because everybody was saying when he was playing in that's when the whole system shit started. When Jimmy G went 11-5 with the Patriots, that's the last dragon to slay.
Ronnie has said it that Brady should have retired after this year. Breeze, Rodgers, Mahomes. You can't get no better than that.
You can't get no better than that.
You can. You beat San Francisco in the NFC game, then you go beat Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. That's the only thing he can do to top it.
That's like you know, when you have an open wound and you want to tease somebody, like they want to give you information, you post salt on it and you rub it in. That's that. That's that.
Man.
I mean, it's amazing what that guy can accomplish, man. But like San Francisco, man.
And that's what I want to ask Vic. Vic, do you agree with Jerm said that San Francisco is the biggest threat to Tampa Bay in the NFC?
I wouldn't say just San Francisco, but I can see them. I can see them being definitely a threat in the playoff race. I mean, that defense is incredible. I mean,
wait a minute. Your microphone is on. Don't reflect. Who else you got in mind?
I mean, I think I still got Seattle in mind. I think they still got one of the best quarterbacks in the world.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, man. Unless somehow, some way, all of a sudden, he makes his way to Chicago. All right. Makes his way. Hey, what if he goes to San Francisco? I mean, then we could confirm that.
Russ to San Francisco?
That boy pulled out the notebook.
That ain't gonna happen.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. But
I think it might be a little out there, and I don't know. Jerm probably gonna not like it as much as the San Francisco thing.
I already know what he's gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
You said it the other day. I think it was behind closed doors. The Dallas Cowboys. You like the Cowboys this year?
Look at the baseball signal.
Listen.
No?
I'm not going to go there. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to go there. I had to cancel it. Come back, Jerm. Don't worry about it. It's the Los
You did
Angeles
mention
Rams.
it. Oh, okay.
The Rams?
Yeah. If there's any team, now that they got a quarterback that can throw it wherever they need to throw it, because you know how I feel about Stafford. He is probably the most underrated quarterback in the NFL over the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
The Rams have the best football player not named Tom Brady in the entire world. They got a defense that is young and continuing to mature. And they are bringing back pretty much everybody. Unfortunately, John Johnson is gone, which means Taylor Rapp might have to play a bigger role, which is always scary to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at their beef, you look at their weapons, you look at a quarterback who is not limited to just play actions and bootlegs and having to be under center and all this stuff.
It's going to go vertical now. It's
The
going to go vertical.
Rams are the biggest threat to the Buccaneers in the NFC, in my humble
The
opinion.
Rams can't beat the 49ers.
That's
The
okay.
Seahawks can't beat the 49ers.
That's okay.
Oh.
It's about styles, ain't it not, Jerm?
So one question.
Go
So
ahead.
are we ready to say the NFC West is the best in the league right now?
Oh, undoubtedly. No doubt
Okay.
about it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Best in the NFL. The West is the best. NFC West is the best in the NFL.
In the NFL, as it's
I can see that. I can see
No
that.
doubt about it.
I can see
Because Arizona's going to be
close.
very competitive. They not playing. They're trying to make moves.
Arizona is not going to be for play. And
They're gonna still lose in the playoffs, MJ.
Who has the so who has the better defense? San Francisco or the Rams?
Well, we still got to see how free
Rams
agency
ain't got the
plays
better
out,
defense.
how the corners play out. I mean, how the draft and free agency plays out. But I think personally, the Rams are in a much better position to solidify a championship defense in this offseason. Just because of well, I mean, I know the draft assets aren't there like how the 49ers are, but they're really just a piece or two away, where the 49ers sort of gotta move something. They just lost Quan Alexander, they're losing Sherman, they're losing another corner. So it's like they have a lot of things to restructure for their defense. Whereas the Rams, they kept everybody intact for the most part. They just got to add a piece or two here and put Taylor Rapp in the right position where he can be effective. I don't know what that is yet, but you know.
So
And the Rams traded all their picks, right?
Yeah, everybody.
yeah.
So don't OKC got one?
Yeah, the Rams don't have a first round pick until 2024. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just caught it.
Hold on. So you're saying that you trust the Rams defense because of Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and the youth that they have around it.
Yes.
But you don't trust this defense with Fred Warner, Baby Bosa, Kinlaw, DJ Jones, Dre Greenlaw. What? Oh my God! They got a brick.
Was any of those players?
They got a brick.
Or Jalen Ramsey, or even equivalent to Aaron Donald, to Jalen Ramsey.
Nick Bosa is a top 7 rusher in the NFL.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Nick Bosa actually, in a lot of different ways, is just as good as a pass rusher as Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald plays the 3 tech.
Sure, but which means nothing anymore because he is the one who revolutionized that position. So just because somebody's an edge guy doesn't mean they have more value than Aaron Donald because he's an interior guy.
The value is equal, especially to their respective defenses. Especially to the defense, Pete. Especially to the defense, Pete.
We can have that conversation. And if you pick the 49ers, I'm not going to say you wrong.
I'm not saying. I just
just think the Rams.
It's hard. You know why it's hard?
Good.
It's hard because after when Aaron Donald went out that game against the Packers, the defense lost everything.
Everything.
That 49ers defense lost Bosa, and they got better as the year went on. They were close.
That is an excellent point.
They was cleaning out closets.
That is an excellent point. It is not a one man or nothing defense.
You folks get me excited watching them play football.
But here's what I'm gonna say, right?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
We talk about this all the time. The team that wins the Super Bowl, there's a lot of criteria, there's a lot of X's and O's, matchup styles, all that stuff, right? But it is the team who can mask their weakness the best. And I think when you look at the Rams, as long as Donald is healthy, they got no weakness on that defense. For the 49ers, they have a lot more holes, so to say, than the Rams, in my humble opinion. And I think what you're saying is you're not wrong. Again, you're not wrong. But I think the fundamental thing and the fundamental piece is that they have the beef. They have the better beef overall. Yes.
The Rams have the better overall 2 players with Jalen Ramsey and obviously Aaron Donald. I think
Sure.
those are two of the 5 best players in the NFL. Just kind of period. Like I'm not about to sit here and argue that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you that 49ers defense is one of the most solid, well-coached, experienced units we're going to see. And I feel like they draft one of these corners in the first round this year. I feel like they start to be able to play more man defense. I feel like Pat Pete might be in play for this team this year in free agency. I feel like they got some chances to make some moves to solidify a secondary. That's my thing.
Right. That's fair. Again,
And it's just Durant, because when they re-signed Leonard Floyd, Mo, we were on the Leonard Floyd fan club from Chicago a couple of years ago.
Coming out of Georgia.
Yes. But the problem is he's never put anything else with it.
Leonard Floyd can become the player we want him to be if he goes on that Bud Dupree diet. I don't know what Pittsburgh was feeding him, but whatever it was, he needs to call them and get the same ingredients, because that's what Leonard Floyd needs to become the player. Shout out to Bud Dupree. That is probably my top 5 favorite signings of the offseason. Maybe top 3, to be honest with you, is Bud Dupree going to the Tennessee Titans. We got a marathon show. If anybody wants, I'm gonna jump off about a half hour. I haven't had any food since 10:30.
Oh, we're getting ready. Well, we got about 15 minutes.
Oh, my bad. I'm
sorry.
Okay, I'll wait.
About 15 minutes. Go until about 6.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see if anything great happened. But I mean, we're gonna go around the horn. I mean,
yeah,
we got the NFC West, of course. That is gonna be a division loaded. Everybody's gonna probably pick a different team. Vic is on the Seattle diet. I don't know what's in Seattle. I mean, Starbucks. You like coffee? But he like
fish.
Coffee and fish. Yep. That's coffee and fish.
Listen, bro, if the 49ers stay healthy, I mean, come on, that's the obvious more talented, well-coached football team. I mean, they're well-coached, they're talented, they got beef in the trenches on both sides. Okay. I still like the quarterback as much as you don't. Okay. So I like the 49ers if everybody stays healthy. So that's 1, Seattle 2, real close.
You said you like who?
49ers 1, Seattle 2. And that's
the best team in the AFC North.
AFC North. Is that a division?
You know what, Vic?
So you trying it today?
Hey, I want Jaquan to speak because there was a couple of times he wanted to say something. So go ahead.
Hey, Vic is clearly a Pop Smoke fan because he knew how to shake the room. I'll tell you that.
By the way, give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland out of that division, bro.
Wait till we get off camera.
Cleveland.
I've already been in Facebook jail, so I'm gonna wait till we get off camera.
Oh damn!
Oh no, you in Facebook jail?
Wow.
I was. Yes.
Yeah, she petty. That's why. So the problem with everything is Cleveland on paper is.
Cleveland on paper is. Yeah, I'll agree with that because again, we're talking right now. So this isn't really the time to have these conversations of who's the best this, who's the best that.
Right.
Pittsburgh right now, as it stands, to be completely honest with you, is probably going to finish 4th in their division if they don't make some drastic improvements to their offensive line.
Who is that?
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Pittsburgh is set to finish 4th in their division if they don't make some drastic improvements to their offensive line. Period. So that's why it's hard to have this conversation because more than likely, let me be real now. More than likely, Pittsburgh has not been a team to historically neglect beef, which is why they've been of the most successful franchises over the last 84 years, whatever it is now. So they need to make some real improvements to that offensive line in order to not have Ben Roethlisberger be retired by November of 2021.
I mean, they can always trade the Ravens for Orlando Brown.
They got a lot they can do, bro. Mitchell Schwartz is available.
So I mean, so what are they waiting for?
I don't know.
Do they have money to spend?
No.
Alert! They don't got no money.
We are broke. No, we don't.
They broke.
So they're gonna have
you know
to
what?
wait.
They're paying. Choke. The problem is Their problem is they're paying
I
Joe
say they
Hayden
on
$15
food
million.
stamps.
Ah,
Like, why
Not
are you
the-
paying Joe Hayden that kind of money?
They're
Why?
paying
Don't
people.
ask me hell. I mean,
You gotta call Kevin Colbert. You want me
Yeah.
to give me his number?
Matter of fact, let me jump on 79. I'll be back. I'm gonna go talk to them.
Yeah, go up there to the office for us. Matter of fact, go up there, knock on his door.
because if I show up in
Miss-
our black
Tell Mrs. Colbert where your
Facebook jail gonna
husband
be the
at.
last.
Say where your husband, because we got a conversation. I got some people that need to talk to him.
Oh man.
Jaquan, but what position, on the offensive line you would like them to solidify first? Like, what are you looking at there? From
We
left tackle to
definitely
right
need a-
tackle.
We need a left guard to save our lives, period. We don't have that one, I don't
Hey
think.
Jerry,
Not a one left guard on the roster right now.
Where's David DeCastro?
David Castro's right guard.
Oh, you said left guard. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pouncey retired.
So De Castro is the only solidified guy right now.
Yeah, because their right tackle was a swing door
Yeah.
last year. The left tackle is now gone, and
Well, we had Zach Bannon as our right tackle, but he got hurt in the first game of the season, so
Mhm.
we never got a chance to see what he could do.
I think he played
So-
1 or 2 more games though, didn't he? Like he came back.
No, he literally got hurt. and
Okay.
was out for
Okay.
the season.
Okay.
Starships and rockets.
oh, I
Yeah,
hate
you're
Jerry.
right.
Okay.
You're right. That's why it was a swing door because they kept rotating different guys.
Bro, but it's not only like to protect Ben Roethlisberger, but that run game was
It's got to open the ring.
Right.
They-
And
that
then they
run
got
game was bad.
Man, Pittsburgh is. Listen again. If Joe Burrow stays healthy, yeah,
Ooh.
Pittsburgh's set to finish 4th right now if they don't make some major improvements.
That's a nasty look.
Um,
Cincinnati on top of you in the division.
No, the division is probably going to go to Cleveland. To be honest with you,
I'm saying, but if they go 4th, then Cincinnati's probably going to be what, 3rd?
2nd.
So for them to, oh, okay, well, that's a whole different other debate there. But for Cincinnati to be above those two teams, that'd be a crazy look, and I'm for it. Sorry to y'all, I'm for it. I like to see
I'm with
hey, I'm cool
Don't
with
you
it.
got somewhere to be, Vic?
I know, right?
I already did.
It's the shade and the hate for me.
Hey, I'd rather see Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon in the playoffs. I'm sorry. So
I got a question for Tanya. We're going to jump out of AFC North, Tanya. Who needs to make the most improvement in the NFC East? Because that division is also up for grabs. Who needs to make the most improvement? You got Washington, you got New York, you got Dallas, you got Philly.
I'm gonna say Philly.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
'Cause
They're older. They lost their quarterback. I mean, it's no offense to your cousin, but even if is the future, that roster is still not very good.
it's not. They can't protect him right now. Anyway. So
No. At least New York has some beef. We know Washington does. We know Dallas can find some, but Philly right now, birds of birds. That's what they really are. Birds. They,
I mean,
Hey, if let me ask y'all a question. Have the Eagles released Jason Kelsey yet?
That's what I was about to ask.
no.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Aren't they supposed to be releasing him?
Let's see what's going
Basically,
on.
I think so. I heard some stories about that. Kelsey wasn't supposed to be at Philly no more.
He
And
would
I'm
be
also
perfect to
hearing-
go to Pittsburgh.
I mean, he's right down the street. Not really, but really.
Mm.
Let's see
And
what's going on.
and
with
this Philadelphia gonna keep Ertz.
It says that they reached a new deal for 2021, so he's back in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That's what
that
I
kind of
thought.
killed that hope.
Yeah, 2 years.
Well, we
You
tried.
know,
We try to get you
I
hope.
try so hard.
The Zach Ertz. Now they did tell Zach Ertz he can find the trade.
Right.
yeah, they did say that. I heard that
Yep.
yesterday.
No news on the T.Y. Hilton thing yet, but just expect that. I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just everything that I've read and what I usually just know from these things, T.Y. Hilton will be back with the Colts. There's a lot of receivers that are still on the board, Kenny Golladay is still there. Juju, obviously. There's a lot of guys. But I fully expect T.Y. Hilton to be back with the Colts. And I don't see any reason why T.Y. Hilton would not want to be back with the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
With Philly, Mo, you got the right guard coming back. You got the right tackle, hopefully getting healthy. The left tackle getting healthy. Kelsey is back. I mean, all of a sudden they could go back up to that top 5.
Who's their left tackle?
The rookie, not the rookie. Now he's a third-year
Andre
player
Dillard.
out of Washington. Andre Dillard.
Oh yeah,
He got hurt last year too.
I mean, so that's not bad. But
It's going to be about health.
Remember,
Yeah,
Brandon Brooks.
health.
Brandon Brooks has gotten hurt the last 2 years,
Yeah,
and they've all been like Achilles or lower leg injuries that have been terrible.
Mhm.
And those things are bad for guys like him who remember in this league, bro, anchoring is very important.
And I think that's exactly what I was thinking about. Sometimes, man, like, look, somebody gets an ACL injury. Okay, he'll be back next year. He'll be fine. But when you get older guys, especially heavy guys, that are starting to deal with nagging injuries, that's just usually not a good look. Lane, Brandon, Jason, and we'll see what this young kid Dillard can do. But those 3 guys, it's been just year after year of either regression or an inability to stay healthy. And that's.
I mean, bro, big brother Kelsey is literally the only healthy guy that's been able to stay on the field for them, for that offensive line. And that, I mean, again, when you lose that kind of beef, especially at that talent level, because those dudes are tremendous players. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You know, that's what Carson Wentz had to go through, and Jalen Hurts. So,
No, I hear you. I mean, listen, you know, Pat Peterson's also still on the board. We'll see what he ends up going. That's another guy who just, man, listen. There's a lot of people out there, and I think what you're going to see is, because this is one of those years where, you know, the cap has declined so much, or at least not increased as much as they were thinking, because a lot of these teams restructured guys on future contracts with the expectation that the cap will continue to rise. And that obviously wasn't the case this year. But I mean, you know, like we said, there's still a lot of guys out there who can make improvements for your football team.
that average.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was going to say that average salary for Trent Williams, $23 million. Hey, it is what it is.
He's worth it. It doesn't even
It
matter.
is what it is.
The Panthers are signing former Arizona Cardinals pass rusher Hassan Reddick. That is breaking news right here. We still don't know what it is. But Carolina, all of a sudden, fellas, might be the biggest threat to Tampa in their division, because they added Perriman and now Reddick to that defense that is just loaded with young talent.
Pass rush.
Yep, that's a good sign.
The kid that German I scouted that we liked, that ended up working out very well for them. Not Derek Brown, the defensive tackle, but who was the edge rusher, Germ?
Uther Gross Matos.
No. Not only him. The other one that has worked out pretty well. We thought his upside. Let's check the depth chart. But I mean, if they add in Reddick, who finally showed some promise this season.
Brian Burns.
So you got Brian Burns, you got Matos, you got Reddick, you got Derek Brown in the middle. You know who they going after, Trav. You know who they going after.
I already know, but I just really think we got the kryptonite to Atlanta, New Orleans, and Carolina all in one person. Number 45. He's the kryptonite to all their problems.
You're not lying.
What are the rumors, Mo? Are you hearing about them stepping up their offer for Watson and stuff like that?
Who?
The Panthers.
They are not giving up, and they are very aggressive. That is all I'm hearing. They are not giving up, and they are very aggressive. So and obviously, what's his name? He was the former Baylor head coach, so he's got some familiarity with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So as we get ready to wrap up the show, it's 6:00 Eastern. What do you let's just say this? What is the biggest signing that we would like to see happen?
I would love to see the Steelers get offensive linemen.
He just said offensive lineman. Tanya?
A bunch of them.
Before you go, Tanya, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well,
No,
just
go ahead.
the money is in on Hassan Reddick. 1 year, $8 million.
Wow.
What?
Mm.
So that's probably going to be 2 years, 16 million with an option or something like that. But what?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know why Tampa didn't get What happened? Did something happen?
That's interesting because it's a young pass rusher.
What happened?
Yeah.
Did something happen?
That's got to be like a 2 year, $20 million contract. That
It's
can't
something,
be.
it's something hidden behind
That
it.
can't be a 1 year. I take it from me. That's got to be 2 years, 20 million. That's got to be with a team option after the first.
It's something hidden
Look
off
at
in
that.
there.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tanya. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So y'all know me the last couple of seasons. I am Team Deshaun, so I am on my hashtag free Deshaun movement. I want him to go somewhere. I need him to get the hell out of Houston. Like I want him to go I don't care where it is. Somewhere. I don't care where he goes.
Like it.
I'll take Chicago. I'll take Carolina. I don't care where he goes. I just want him gone.
You just want him somewhere over the rainbow. Okay. Trav.
I'm on that same boat, man. Get that man out of there, especially with the crazy allegations that's coming up on this man. All of a sudden, he want to leave. Leave. Your best interest in your career in football is to leave Houston ASAP.
Vic?
Bro, I'm looking through the list. I think pretty much everybody interesting has been signed. It looks like Galladay is still the only guy. A squad for him, I guess, that would be interesting. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. If they could get him in there for Rodgers, at least make them competitive, that would be good.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. And just for competitive purposes, bro. I mean, come on, because I want to see everybody challenge, so get them in there with Devontae Adams. I don't know what the Packers are trying to do. But Galladay to the Packers. Who else? I can't think of another team right now. Even for the Redskins got, some good beef on both sides of the line now. If they could help, if he could help some them out, that'd be good. But I want to see a lot of these teams that I think that are going to be competitive get a player of that caliber. So Galladay to the Redskins or to the Packers, I'd like to see that happen.
Chef?
Pat Peterson to the Bucks.
Then
Let me give you one. J.C. Jackson is currently not signed either.
He got a second round tender.
Oh. Hey, Steelers. Y'all should call him.
get that second round tender up.
Man, a second round pick for a proven cornerback, you might as well.
Yo.
You might Hello. So what that
Dennis
means?
said,
Go ahead.
my bad. Dennis said Galladay to the Ravens. I don't want to see it.
Who
Dennis,
gonna
I'm
throw
sorry,
the
bro.
ball, Dennis?
Ask him again, Tanya. Ask him again, Tanya.
You know,
Hey,
let me just say this.
I want to reiterate again that the Steelers contingency have not yet once ran from the smoke. Ravens fans.
is what's his name? Dion still waiting? Somebody check the door here. Trying to see if at the door or something. At least the Steeler fans are showing up. Shout
Steelers
out
fans
to y'all.
Yo. Because they made a medal.
Well, all I can say is I enjoyed the show. I
Amen.
enjoyed having all of you guys on.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you. We're going to be doing some more stuff, as you guys know. Of course, we'll have more stuff going and translated in the group. If anything big happens, you know that you should be tuned in to the scene. Make sure you guys check out the YouTube channel. Everything will be in the link for the comments in the description box. You can find all of our social media tags there and everything and then some. Make sure you guys check those out. But with that being said, the free agent frenzy has ceased for a little while.
No.
And we will catch you guys a little bit later.
Yeah, we may go live later tonight. We may go live tomorrow morning. Just be ready. Because there are a lot of people still left to be signed.
Absolutely.
Real quick, Mo, before we leave, before I forget. Des Bryant to the Bucks, please. Make it happen.
For what?
But 3-for-1. Let him get a championship. What? Brady will throw up a couple of, corner passes in the end zone.
Let him beat a long.
All right. Well, so with that being said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys check out the dish tonight, 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. We will be building a lineup. Vic Jr. will be there as well. Shouts out to him. And we may have another special guest on as well. And that's what we gonna do. So just y'all be ready. 22, we out, y'all.